Pasty-faced obese filmmaker and obese person Michael Moore has issued a manifesto making demands on the American people, who of course care very, very much about Michael Moore's demands and can't wait to hear them just as soon as they finish doing everything else and then dying of old age. Moore, who became a bazillionaire making movies touting communism, says he is first of all very upset with the Supreme Court's Dobbs ruling overturning Roe v. Wade so that states can make state laws about state issues that the federal government is not legally empowered to make laws about, which is obviously very bad if you're Michael Moore or a slobbering idiot or both. Moore's manifesto, scrawled in tomato sauce on the underside of a box formerly containing an everything pizza with cheese-filled crust plus a free side order of cinnamon buns, declared that Moore no longer wanted to receive the, quote, privileges of full American citizenship since women had been conscripted into a life of forced birth should they fall pregnant, unquote. When it was explained to Moore that women don't actually fall pregnant, but become pregnant by conjoining their sexual organs with those of men, Moore could not understand the explanation because he hasn't been able to look down and see his sexual organs for years, not to mention his feet. When it was further explained that among the privileges of full citizenship that Moore was renouncing were the right to issue manifestos and the right to use capitalism to make gajillions of dollars touting communism, Moore said he would not renounce those particular privileges, but would renounce other American citizenship rights like flying business class if there was still a seat available in first. Moore went on to say, quote, and all of these are real quotes, by the way, "If you invite me to dinner, this is all I'm going to talk about. And I won't stop until Roe is reinstated and 51% of Congress is female," unquote. On hearing this, families throughout the nation broke into joyous song because of the money they would now save by not inviting Michael Moore to dinner, which they had not been planning to do anyway. Moore's manifesto, written in chocolate icing on the inside of a now empty cake box from a store named Supersized Cakes for Make-Believe Communists, went on to demand, quote, an end to the mass incarceration of Black Americans, unquote. This demand was instantly met by the fact that there has been no mass incarceration of Black Americans unless you mean the incarceration of those individual Americans of whatever color who have committed what are sometimes known as crimes, for which people are generally incarcerated, unless they happen to be O.J. Simpson, whom Michael Moore once declared was innocent in a book called Downsize This, written in mayonnaise on the side of a jumbo bag of potato chips from a company called Jumbo Potato Chips with Mayonnaise for Make-Believe Communists. Moore's manifesto, written in cream filling on a pink box that once held two dozen donuts from a company called Lotso Donuts for people who have their drivers park their limousines out of sight so they can attend Occupy rallies on foot like the zillionaire hypocrites they are, went on to say, quote, I refuse to live in a country threatened by white supremacy, and I'm not leaving, so we've got a problem, unquote. Moore did not specify what this problem was or whose problem it was, or indeed which country was threatened by white supremacy. But in a poll of 15,000 pounds worth of Americans, 92% said they couldn't care less, and the other 8% were Michael Moore. In sum, the gargantuan filmmaker has declared he will no longer receive the privileges of American citizenship, except for all of them. He will make boring speeches at dinner parties he's never going to be invited to, and he demands an end to things that aren't happening anywhere but in his imagination. Plus, he won't live here, but isn't leaving. So basically, he's exactly like every other loudmouth leftist celebrity, except there's 3 times as much of him. If you need more Klavan-y goodness, and let me tell you, you do, like and subscribe to the Andrew Klavan Podcast.